This week on The Vector Line, we're discussing the magical roadmap that every good film follows.
On I'm No Videologist, we're talking a movie that nailed it!
And the number one thing to avoid when planning your next video.
Check it.
Hi, I'm Braden.
I'm Craig. Every solid Hollywood production follows the 5 stages of production.
Stage number 1, development.
Commonly the most forgotten, this is where you all get together and discuss the vision, the message of your video, right?
This is the brainstorming stage. This is where you decide what is the end result going to look like.
That's right. We use a sentence here at 12 Stars Media.
A vision statement, if you will.
That's right. My audience will blank after watching my video because blank, right? My audience will buy my product because I'm going to show them how incredibly delicious it is.
Boom, there you have it.
Okay.
Stage number 2 is pre-production. This is where you iron out all the details that you need to establish before moving into the production stage. So this is not just cameras and locations and equipment and talent. This is storyboarding, scripting out, making sure every detail is working back towards that purpose statement that you established in the development stage.
That's right, creating that shot list that you can use while you're out shooting. Commonly, development and pre-production kind of meld together, but make sure you're identifying each separately. You can't get into the details of shooting and location and talent until you clearly have that vision that you establish in development.
And what's that phrase for pre-production? For every
That's
hour?
right, for every hour that you spend in development and pre-production, you're saving 3 hours in post-production.
And several headaches.
Oh man, and trips to the psychiatrist.
Yeah. Ow! Ow! Stage number 3 is the mostest funnest stage, production. This is where you get to break out all the fancy toys and actually start capturing the message, okay? So you're just pulling out your shot list and your script and you are knocking those shots out one at a time because you have all those details already worked out, right?
Yep, you're getting everything together and creating those pieces that you will then take into post-production, but take time and have fun with this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shoot more than you need. Make sure that your audio, your lighting is all reflecting back to that message again.
So click below and check out our behind the scenes of when we shot Infiltrate Ignition, about how much fun that day of production was.
And how much went into it even before we pulled out any cameras.
Absolutely. 4th stage is post-production.
This is where the magic happens. I've often related this to making sausage. It's an ugly process, okay? The production stage is all the fun stuff. And then you take it in and you're like, oh, this is gross. And then I have to tweak it and grind it and pull all these different ingredients. And out pops this delicious looking, tasting video.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that goes into it. So make sure that your editor is clued in to the beginning of those stages so he knows that vision that you're trying to accomplish.
That's right.
And again, this is where you're putting it all together. This is where you need to kill your babies and put exactly what you need in. Even if something is like really nice, it's like go back, does it fit with the message? If not, you gotta cut it out, but you're gonna have a much more honed, crafted, perfectly sculpted video for your viewers.
That's right, you're adding music, you're adding sound effects, your color correction, you're fine-tuning everything to make sure that that vision, that message is communicated. Post-production is huge.
Number 5 is distribution. Do something with your video after you create it. Don't just let it die on YouTube. Share it with people, promote it, keep promoting it.
Yes, you should have a clear idea of where it's going to go and how it's going to get in front of your viewers, even back in development, so that when the video is done in post-production, you've got a plan, you know how it's going to get out and who it's going to get to.
So those are the 5 stages of any good video. Right after this, we're going to be discussing people who nailed it in their movies and the number one thing to avoid when planning your next video.
Stay tuned.
Wistia is video hosting from the future, intended to measure and improve your video efforts, featuring detailed analytics, including engagement graphs and individual viewer heat maps, and a customizable video player, where you can control how your video looks, feels, and functions on your website. Check them out at wistia.com.
I'm no videologist, but the movie Wormwood, Road of the Dead, nailed it and when it comes to development and pre-production. This movie just recently was published on Netflix. Check it out, it's an Australian zombie film, but they took their own unique take on it. They bashed all the cliches for the traditional zombie films. They got a little bit of it in there just to kind of set the tone, and then they made it their own. With the color correction, the style of the movie, the new take on zombies and how they affect people is just fantastic. Definitely check it out.
So clearly they didn't just go out into the Australian outback and start rolling and hope that something awesome happened.
They had a set design, a look, a feel, a message that they wanted to give, and they nailed it. Bravo.
But I'm no video.
I'm no video.
So the number one thing to avoid when planning your next video, do not neglect the development and pre-production. And I'll keep preaching on that one. So often we want to jump right to the production because it's the fun stuff, right? But we don't have a clear idea of what we're doing and we waste everybody's time.
Give us some of your favorite examples of movies that nailed it, and we'll see you next time on The Vector Line. Us out! This week on The Vector Line, we're discussing the rule of thirds.
This week on Crossing the Vector Line, we're talking about I Totally Stole Your Intro.
That's fine. It's fine.
This week on I Need to Stop That, You Do It.
Can I please just have one line? One. Here's that.